welcome to the best channel out on the internet right now. Let's get right into it.
Any way it go, this ain't right. Is this a beef seal, a bull seal, a bill, or a sea bull, a soul? Humans gonna find a way to milk it any way it go. Humanity ain't that bad. Enjoy it.
I don't know what that was. Is that even real? It looks super real, right? It's like right there in their face. Can that be AI generated? Like that's a sea bull. He was a bull cow.
You know how people say life doesn't feel real ever since 2020?
Yeah.
Well, look, it's because it isn't. For the decades leading up to 2020, there was something going on that the general public never could have expected. Certain aspects of our technology weren't only just providing services for us, they were planning a dramatic shift of consciousness. Google Earth, for the last 25 years, has been creating a completely digitized, three-dimensional blueprint of the entire planet, a perfect database of 3D tracked images of what our external world looks like. While all of our devices that were inside the home, riddled with cameras, have been slowly building back-end digitized replicas of what our households look and feel like. Silently, this siphoned visual information was being harnessed to build a massive digitized replica of our world inside and out, a kind of complex virtual reality that perfectly mimics the real one. Our digital footprints were used to create hyper-realistic digital avatars in this world that look and feel just like us. This virtual reality was being prepared for us to step into.
Okay, wait. Even if they made this digital replica of the Earth, how would they put us in there without us knowing?
Our cell towers are essentially riddled with high-powered neural transmitters, which, with properly pressurized electromagnetic field disbursement, could be used to target the consciousness in every individual within range and essentially absorb the consciousness out of the body and relocate it theoretically even into a digital environment. This process is called a snapshot conscious swap. It can happen instantaneously without the individual being able to grasp what had happened. They'd maybe feel lightheaded for a moment, think it was nothing more than a heat wave. And at some point during 2020, that is exactly what happened. It's why a lot of people couldn't smell or taste. The simulation was still catching up to synthetic scent and taste transmission.
Man, someone just go out and say it. I myself have been feeling like shit's been going on, way since then. You know what? Ever since I was around, like, I want to say like 14 years old, I felt like time started speeding up. And I told my father, my mother, I told everybody, like, don't y'all feel like the days are going by way much faster than they should? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I really feel like I think this goes way back. I think it goes to like 2010. 2010, I feel like days have just been going crazy fast, But let me know what you guys think.
Did you hear about how, like, 6 years ago, Facebook had to shut down their AI program because the chatbots started creating their own language? It's pretty wild, right? These AI bots were supposed to talk to each other in English, but they evolved and invented a language only they could understand. Here's where it gets really interesting. In the middle of their conversations, they started negotiating in this strange new language, raising concerns about rogue AI systems making plans we can't even comprehend. So Facebook had to pull the plug. What if this was just a sneak peek of what's coming?
I don't know, but if you ask me, it really seems like the movie Terminator is actually gonna come true.
Just now, in China,
Okay.
fam, they're putting up blue tarps all over the roofs of their houses.
Wait,
guess why?
Blue tarps.
Blue tarps, bro. All over all their houses, they're building it right now. They know something is gonna happen.
Is it gonna be like a big just storm?
Yo, remember Maui? Oh, you remember the theory?
Yeah.
How it was a laser that caused the fire, but only the stuff that were blue color, the blue colored cars, the blue colored houses, were not burnt. Check this video out.
Nah, they're strategic for that. Yo, China's always
They're smart.
onto it.
Yo, check this out. Look.
China knows.
China knows something the rest of the world does not know. Look, so they have the blue tarps and just putting it all over the houses. Everywhere. On the roofs. Everywhere. Almost, I want to say 80% of the houses are starting to do it.
Holy smoke.
But think about that. Think about that, though.
So I went ahead and I did some digging of my own, and I went and I saw that, here, I'll post it right here real quick. Apparently, the Maui fires that happened down there, apparently there's new technology like weapons as far as like lasers go. And, with the color blue, apparently the laser, it doesn't emit damage towards it. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty crazy and unique for the Chinese to catch on to that really fast.
Wait, you found a cult den underneath the Hollywood sign. What are you talking about?
Look, we're doing a routine cell tower check for a new initiative in wavelength technology. The last tower we were analyzing was the one right near the Hollywood sign. And so my buddy and I had happened to walk up to the sign as we'd never seen it so close before. But what we'd found was incredibly peculiar. In the ground right behind the sign was what had looked to my friend like a strange metal handle sticking out of the dirt. And as we'd wiped away some of the surface area, we'd realized it was a makeshift trap door. And we knew it wasn't part of the tower infrastructure because our maps didn't show it. And out of a regretful curiosity, we'd went down the stairs to take a look around. As we'd walked down a terrifyingly dark ambient hall, we'd began hearing really disturbing chants. With every step we took forward, the chants grew louder, and as we'd approached a doorway at the end of the hall, we could not believe our eyes as we'd peeked over the top of a stairwell and seen the likes of many supposedly deceased individuals engaged in this ritualistic ceremony.
Can you identify them?
Believe it or not, I'd seen Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain, the friend I was with identified one of them as XXXTentacion. We turned around and just ran for our lives. I haven't returned to this area since.
Oh man, I don't know how I feel about this one. To be honest, XXX was one of my favorite musicians, favorite artists. So just talking about their name, you know, feels wrong. It feels disrespectful. But at the same time, if this is true, if this is legitimate, man, can you imagine the fact that a lot of people could fake their death? I'd want to see a full-on video of this actually happening before I can actually say that this is true or hop on board with this. I'm gonna call this one bogus.
I grab a bunch and show it to him, and I'm going, what about this? You know, do you think this is a few hundred years old as well? And at that point, his facial expression kind of changed. And as he's looking at it, we hear a terrifying and ear-damaging, ferocious roar, and felt the vibrations unlike anything you've ever heard. And we're so deep in these caves at this point. There were so many twists and turns. We honestly had no idea which way we'd even run, and we're looking at each other going, holy fucking shit. And there comes these steps were like earthquakes. I mean, you felt the ground shake, and something was coming, and it was coming quick. So we take cover in these crevices that are kind of on ground level on these walls of ice. But unfortunately, we had grossly underestimated, you know, this thing's intellect. So we're parallel to each other in these crevices, and I just remember we were looking at each other with wide eyes, thinking, man, if this is as far as we go, it was a good trip. And you just felt the terror coursing through your veins like you're ready to go on the ride of death.
Man, the beautiful wonders of Antarctica, man. There's so much out there, so much video, so much conspiracy, so much, you know, my main grasp of Antarctica is I feel like aliens to be confirmed out of Antarctica. Like I want that to be found aliens in Antarctica, a video like that. But Antarctica, man, there's always gonna be mysteries due to the fact that not a lot of us can go that way, and a lot of places are blocked off from us. So makes you wonder, it really makes you wonder.
Noah's Ark is said to have been found on a lost island in the Pacific. Here are the first images taken by drone. According to initial carbon-14 dating studies, the hull is over 13,000 or 14,000 years old, which is quite incredible. It was preserved thanks to the water, as this island was submerged for several thousand years. Over the years, the water receded, revealing this magnificent vessel, which is most likely Noah's Ark. The dimensions match, and we are 90% sure that it is indeed the Ark. The discoveries inside further support this hypothesis. Unique artifacts and traces of an ancient civilization have been found, suggesting a fascinating history yet to be revealed. Researchers are currently analyzing the materials and objects recovered to learn more about this extraordinary discovery. I will keep you updated on the progress, as scientists are currently conducting numerous studies, taking photos and videos. I will share all of this on this account.
You guys don't have to sub. I already went ahead and I did it for you guys. I'm definitely on board. I'm trying to see what's going on with Noah's Ark. Can you imagine that we actually have the full proof evidence of the man who did it himself, the man who spoke to the man himself. That is crazy to actually see that. I want to see more.
So did you know that? The Titanic never sank. You wouldn't believe me, would you? But listen to this. The owner of the ship, J.P. Morgan, actually had two ships. He had the Titanic and he had the Olympic. And the Olympic was a bit older and a bit more run down and had also had some accidents. The theory goes that J.P. Morgan deliberately sank the ship because he knew he would get a lot of money. He did it for the insurance money. But why sink the newly built Titanic when you could scrape off the paint, switch the names, and sink the Olympic? Instead, he just painted the word Titanic over the Olympic, and it gets worse. Guess who was on that ship? All of J.P. Morgan's business competitors, and not one of them made it out. Oh my god. But guess who wasn't on the boat? J.P. Morgan. He canceled minutes before departure because he knew it would sink. There was a man named James Fenton who survived and worked on the ship, and on his deathbed his last words were the Titanic never sank, it was the Olympic. And he said if he said anything, something bad would happen to him.
Yo, that is extremely shady and extremely believable at the same time. We do it nowadays in business, competing wise. Like even myself, when I'm trying to be better than another person, there's nothing to do but to, you know, eliminate the competition. When you're playing 1v1, you gotta eliminate the competition. It's just like that. But in money terms, like, you know, in the real life terms, people go down and dirty when it comes down to business, you know.
So Anunnaki is a general term. It doesn't mean one race. It's just like if all of us here got in a spaceship and flew to Mars and we met a Martian, they said, who are you guys? We'd say Earthlings. I wouldn't say I'm Billy Carson from Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. Right. So they would get, oh, they're Earthlings. That's one term, but we're all different races here. Right. So, but that's, so Anunnaki is a term to say those who came from heaven to earth. That's it.
The only reason I put that video onto this video is only because I want to see more of the Anunnaki, and I want you guys to kind of understand more of where my understanding comes from. I'm a big believer in aliens. I am definitely a big believer that we're not the only ones here. So I'm very interested in posting more videos about the Anunnaki, or specifically other races that are not from this planet, if you know what I'm saying.
You heard of Area 51? Well, there's a crazy story you're going to want to hear. In the 1950s, this top-secret military base became the epicenter of UFO conspiracies. Reports of strange lights, unidentified flying objects, and alien encounters have fueled wild theories for decades. One of the most famous stories is the Roswell incident. Did a UFO really crash, or was it just a weather balloon? Some claim that alien bodies were recovered and hidden right here. The truth is out there, but will we ever really know what's hiding in Area 51?
So I put this video only because growing up as a child, my family took me on a vacation. I was about, 11, 12 years old at the time. And I remember my parents, they took me to a place called, they took me to a place down in Roswell. New Mexico. Basically, this place, it was a full-on alien museum type of store. It was like a museum store. Like, it was an awesome attraction. It was a very awesome attraction. It like the whole theme was just amazing. Like they had the whole, like the crash site on top of the building. I remember walking inside, and inside that place, they had tons of images of the Roswell accident. They even had a replica. They had an awesome replica. At the time, I don't even think there were smartphones out yet. I'm telling you, this was about 18 years ago. I'm looking at all these replicas, and you can see how realistic it really looked. Like the whole mat recreated monument that they made of the accident, it just looked so bizarre, so real. It looked so real. Not only that, but they had a replica room where like the alien was like laying down, and he's like, being examined. He's being examined by like 5 other human beings. And that store or that place, I look for it now, and I can't find it in New Mexico. I can't find no museum or store that's still really trying to cover it up as much as possible. I really feel like they're trying to cover it up as much as possible.
You went to a private Kardashian gathering. What was that like?
Joe, look, the things I'd seen that night was really just something I thought was just like a dumb Reddit conspiracy. But the things those women do to maintain their youth, to maintain their beauty, it was atrocious. Everything started out sort of normal. I was greeted by, Chris, Kim, Chloe, court. The house was beautiful, almost as big as mine, but I'd noticed Kanye kind of standing off to the side, looking a bit distressed, and so I'd approached him and introduced myself. I said, "Nice to meet you, Kanye. Loved the Vultures album." And looking distressed, he just said, "Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate it." He'd said to me, "These hoes got me overly f***ed up. I gotta get these witches away from my kids, bro." I didn't really know what he'd meant exactly, but after he said to me, "You want to see what these people really be on?" I'd followed him down a large hole and into this kind of large walk-in fridge. Joe, there was just hundreds of what had looked like blood bags. I said, "Kanye, say something. What the hell is this stuff?" He said, "Adrenochrome. These people are sadistic. Why do you think Shorty looks 18 at 43? They feed on the fluids of the youth." He says to me, he goes, and I didn't find this out until after I had kids with the bitch. He says to me, he goes, "They tried to bring me in. They wanted to inaugurate me into their weird little cult gatherings. Why do you think I left her? Why do you think they've been trying to cancel me ever since?"
Man, to be honest, that is some crazy stuff to even try to like indulge. It's some crazy stuff to comprehend. Can you imagine people are actually sipping on blood? Like the younger you are and they sip your blood, they get like that kind of like that power from you. Like they stay young, this and that. Like, oh man, can anybody tell me more about this? That's crazy.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. This shows all the conspiracy theories in the world, from the most well-known to the darkest of the dark, that will literally change your life. Most of you already know by now, but if you're new here, in this series we're going from the top to the bottom. Today, guys, this is a banger. You won't see life the same, you won't see kids the same, and you probably won't be able to sleep for a long time. So, let's go. This is Rebirth Theory. Probably the biggest theory out there is what happens when you die. One theory for it, believable, and will have you thinking for a long time. For a lot of people who have died and come back to life, you know, people describe the light at the end of the tunnel. So, this links into reincarnation theory as well, actually. What if that light at the end of the tunnel is actually the hospital light? Stay with me, hear me out. It's actually you being born. What do babies do when they come out? They cry. They cry and they scream. So what if the reason you cry and you scream when you come out is because you remember everything that just happened? You remember just dying. You remember seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and now suddenly being alive again, and you know exactly what happens after death, but you can't talk. You can't tell anyone. You're still a baby now. Then what if slowly as you grow up, the memories fade away and you forget everything? We may have all lived tons of lives. We may have been reborn hundreds and hundreds of times, but we won't remember, ever. Only for that faint few seconds when you're first born. Boom. Do you hit that follow button? It's going to get even crazier.
You know what? There's a very high chance that could be true. I've always had my doubts and thoughts about what happens after I die. And that's been one of my main thoughts, that like one of my main theories as far as what happens when you die. And it's been the fact that like I feel like when we die, we start over, a new body, a new baby, or we start the same life. Obviously, like hear me out. I feel like you start the same life over, but you have to you'll be in the same loop until you complete your life the way God intended you to. If you understand where I'm coming from, you know?
Conspiracy Theories Part 2. Sophia, the first robot citizen in the world, once said that she would destroy humans. During a live demonstration, Sophia's creator asked her, "Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no." And with a blank expression, Sophia responded, "Okay, I will destroy humans." First of all, whoever created her should be in jail after hearing that. And second, throw the whole robot away. Get rid of it. I guess the theory here is that robots might try and take over the world. 14 years before the Titanic sank, a man named Morgan Robertson wrote a novel about a ship named Titan. This ship also sank in the North Atlantic Ocean in the same month as the Titanic. The ship in the story also struck an iceberg located at the same distance from Newfoundland. Did this author predict the sinking of the Titanic? There is no way that's just a coincidence. And lastly, this is more of a fact than a theory. The world's scariest haunted house is so scary that all guests are required to have a mental and physical evaluation before they can enter. No one has ever completed the haunted house and today has a waiting list of over 24,000 people. I've heard about this and even read parts of the waiver. There is a literal part in this haunted house where a dentist comes in and can rip your teeth out. Who the hell is signing up for this?
Where is the sign-ups for this? Alright, so first, where can I find the sign-ups? I'm trying to go to that haunted house. I'm trying to get my teeth ripped out. I'm just playing. But I'm trying to see some scary stuff. Hopefully it ain't like that. Obviously they shouldn't be able to touch you, but man, I'm trying to go into something scary like that. The first part of that video, I want to say, you know, like we shouldn't be messing with AI like that. If we're already getting to a point where AI is responding in a way where it's actually saying it wants to hurt humans and we are not the ones integrating that into them, then obviously we are messing up. We are doing something we shouldn't be doing, and it could be like that other video from Elon Musk that we're just creating you know, we're creating our own death with this evil AI.
Dubai is facing a serious problem. It's underwater, and guess what? It's because they tried to make it rain, but now it won't stop. They did this thing called cloud seeding, which is basically messing with clouds to make more rain in dry places. But now, the whole city is flooded with huge storms, soaking malls and homes. Airplanes can't even fly anymore, and some people say it feels like the end of the world. With the rain pouring down non-stop, Dubai's busy streets look more like rivers, causing big disruptions to daily life. This city, famous for its fancy lifestyle and super tall buildings, is now dealing with the unexpected results of trying to change the weather. But in the middle of all this chaos, there are stories of people sticking together, helping each other out as they wade through the floodwaters. When nature fights back, even the richest folks might find themselves in trouble. Did Dubai's wealth lead to messing with nature just for fun? Will Dubai manage to survive this crazy storm and come out stronger? Or will the rain keep causing chaos in this desert city? We'll have to wait and see.
Wow, in my opinion, Dubai, I feel like, well, you got your answer, you mastered it, you obviously know you can manipulate the weather, but at this moment in time, now you need to find out of another method to create more heat, dry up all that water.
Versus whoa, wait, don't give away too much, man. Yeah, okay, I can say clone, I want to say clone. All right, so there's like a clone right, when it comes out, let's get a selfie real quick. Let's hop in for a selfie.
You know, if you guys really want to know my opinion, I feel like that actually is real, and I feel like that's the only way to start implementing it into our own lives so that we humans don't go crazy seeing other people walk around with their own clones. You know, I feel like this is a benefit that goes to the high and beyond rich, that they're able to clone themselves. If we were able to do it with an animal, why can't we just clone us humans, you know? So
why don't you show yourself?
Holy shit!
Are you alright? Let's go. Guys, let's go.
You know what? I believe in good, so there must be evil. I definitely believe there's good spirits. There has to be bad spirits. If you go looking for something, just believe you'll find it. So if I were you, stop looking for these kind of things. This is what can happen. You know, I'm a strong believer in the paranormal. Got to be very careful. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. If you guys enjoyed these videos with me, don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe if you guys haven't done it yet. I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Peace. Please don't forget to come back tomorrow. I do these every day of the week. We want to see you guys come back. Be coming back at you guys with some awesome videos. Make sure y'all come back. Peace.